Cardi B definitely regretted saying this. It all started when Cardi B made a huge mistake by speaking her mind on Twitter, saying, quote, "I might commit a crime soon, IDK." That's when the Twitter user Korn replied, and what he said literally made her delete her tweet. If you guys don't know Korn, he's well known in the Twitter space for pretty much ratioing everyone.
She didn't just arrive, she bulldozed the door off its hinges. Bodak Yellow went from meme to movement, and Invasion of Privacy crowned her with a Grammy most rappers only dream about. But then something flipped. Years went by, the album never landed, and when the comeback single finally dropped, it opened at number 147 on Spotify US. That's not just a miss, that's a warning. So what happened between a diamond run and a debut that barely moves the needle? Today, we follow the trail from unstoppable to uncertain, and why her new chapter might be the boldest gamble of her career. Before the trophies, there was grind. The world first met Cardi B on Love and Hip Hop New York, where the personality was loud, the ambition louder. She wasn't framed as a maybe, she treated every confessional like a pitch deck. This is who I am, this is what I'm about to do. When she walked away after 2 seasons, most people expected a quiet return to TV. Instead, she doubled down on the studio, dropping Lucy's that felt more like warnings than warm-ups.
Up and WAP don't need to be on this album. Let's just be real. Like, well, the album is good. The album is dope without those records.
I know you don't care about the numbers, but it is a stat to go platinum within the first hour, which I need to know.
I don't even
don't
think,
do it. Jay-Z did it.
That's like averaging the most triple doubles on Halloween. Who cares about that?
Then Bodak Yellow arrived and turned a promise into a problem for anyone standing in her lane. It was the rare record that sounded like a victory lap on day one. The hook was bulletproof, the flexes were specific, and the attitude was impossible to fake. You didn't have to know her story to feel where it was going. The record didn't just chart, it elbowed its way into the center of the culture and stayed there long enough to become a rite of passage. Clubs, radio, barbershops, weddings, everywhere you went. The same chant, the same momentum, the same she did it energy. The album that followed, Invasion of Privacy, made it official. Features were curated, not crowded. Flows shifted gear mid-bar. She gave you Bronx grit, glossy hooks, and a sense of timing that felt almost unfair. I Like It blasted the doors open globally, and suddenly the conversation wasn't can she last, but how high is the ceiling? The Grammy sealed it.
What are you most excited about in this album?
That is finally out.
Okay,
oh,
well,
you
know, it's like having a baby, man.
It's like having a baby. I really feel like, I don't know why I'm so well, it's a lot. But I just feel like so emotional today. Like, it's just like.
For a lot of fans, Cardi B wasn't just making hits, she was making room, carving out space for a voice, an accent, a kind of unapologetic humor and honesty that mainstream rap hadn't centered in a while. That early run mattered because it set expectations at skyscraper height. She wasn't the artist who needed pity streams or industry babysitting. She was the storm that made playlists rearrange themselves. And that's exactly why the next chapter felt so tense. When your first act is a demolition job, the world expects the sequel to be an even bigger blast. After a sprint like that, the next step should have been obvious. Strike again and lock the lane. Instead, silence stretched from months into years. Fans heard dates, hints, and its coming teases, then watched them dissolve. She hinted at nerves and perfectionism, then frustration over slow features, "I'll sing it myself," which told fans the album existed, just not in the version she wanted.
Trippie Redd even got destroyed by him one time. This time, he ratioed her by posting a photo of a cup of alcohol, seemingly referring to the time she admitted to drugging and robbing men when she used to be a stripper. This tweet ended up getting almost 14,000 likes on it, while Cardi's only got 12,000.
In the vacuum, leaks and 12-second snippets got treated like tea leaves. Some heard growth, others heard hesitation. Industry heads have a name for this moment: the difficult second album effect. The higher the first mountain, the scarier the second climb. The debut pulls from years of hunger, the follow-up fights deadlines, tours, brand deals, parenting, and a label begging for a one-play smash. Meanwhile, the goalposts moved, songs now need a caption line, a short-form moment, and replay value on day one. Critics called the gap over-editing. Supporters called it brand protection. There were feints and false starts, collabs in and out, hype that blinked red after flashing green.
Who cares about these?
Is it an important game on Halloween?
Nobody cares about, is the music good? Yes.
I really, really enjoy this album. Like, I enjoy it. That Janet Jackson Pleasure Principle sample.
That should have been a single.
I should not have.
You could have kept that imaginary player joint. That should, the Pleasure Principle should have been.
By year 7, anticipation had turned into a scoreboard. The comeback couldn't just be good, it had to be undeniable and algorithm native. And while all that built in the background, the foreground was changing even faster. While she circled the runway, the whole airport changed. The charts stopped acting like scoreboards and started acting like stopwatches. Songs weren't built for radio crescendos anymore. They were engineered for 10-second loops, instant captions, and hooks you can remember before the beat even drops. If your record doesn't create a moment inside a reel, it risks vanishing between swipes. That shift didn't punish talent, it punished lag.
Everybody always like be like, oh, I owe it to like the little girl me, but it's like I feel like I keep thinking about like 18 to 22-year-old me that like try to figure it out so much, and it's like I really owe it to her. Like it's like I am so proud of you, girl. Like
at the same time, a new class of women turned the feed into home court. They didn't wait for gatekeepers. They treated every snippet like a soft launch and every meme like free marketing. One week it's a preview with a sticky one-liner. Next week it's the official audio under a trend. By the time the full track arrives, the chorus already lives rent-free in people's heads. Consistency became currency. Drop often, drop smart, and let the audience finish the rollout for you. This era also rewired how a hit behaves. It's not just streams, it's saves, shares, duets, and how many creators can flip your bar into a joke, a fit check, or a dance without breaking its rhythm. Hooks need a catchphrase, verses need at least one caption line.
That's the single.
I'm sure that's gonna be the focus in those shooters.
That shit was in that song
that's
is
really good.
so
Single.
crazy, bro.
It's really
That
good.
song is
We didn't
crazy.
need the whole thing. We didn't need that.
I love Bodega Baddie.
How you love Bodega Baddie but not pick it up?
Bridges need a breath that feels like a reveal. Miss any of those and a good song can still die quiet. Nail them and even a mid-budget single can bully its way into the center of culture. For legacy artists, the challenge is balance. Keep the core voice while trimming the runtime, simplifying the architecture and front-loading the payoff. The old play tease for months deliver a grand opus now loses to post the line everyone's quoting by Friday. Fans still want craft, but they don't tolerate delay. They reward the record that arrives finished and familiar at the same time. That's the context Cardi B walked back into. A faster clock, a louder room, and rivals who treat virality like muscle memory. To win here, the drop can't just sound big, it has to behave big in the wild. And that's where the outside noise starts to matter even more.
you was wondering for such a long time, and you're here again.
It must feel great.
It feels great.
Some artists log off, Cardi never did. She lived online, and every feud, clapback, and messy rumor lived there with her. Then there was the old case that resurfaced in timelines, the 2018 strip club incident that ended with a guilty plea and community service. None of that plays on a beat, but it plays on perception. And perception is the sneakiest A&R in the room. The algorithm doesn't ask why you're trending, it just learns that drama outperforms a new single, so it feeds more of it. One viral live can erase a week of careful rollout, add brand deals and fashion moments, great for the empire, rough on urgency, and suddenly the story around the music is louder than the music itself. If fans talk more about chaos than choruses, the replay value drops even before the record arrives. But then finally the album did, and the only question left was whether the songs could turn the volume down on the noise. On June 23, 2025, the announcement hit, second album set for September 19. The name was too on the nose to ignore. Am I the Drama? Like she was beating everyone to the punchline. When the tracklist surfaced, sharp-eyed fans caught two familiar giants, WAP and UP. Strategy or safety net? Opinions split fast. Some argued it's smart to house era-defining singles under one roof. Others said it's recycling. Whatever your take, the intent felt clear. Stack the deck, then deal. But the cards would show up early. Rumors suggested a tight producer bench with a couple left-field picks, the kind that either flip a sound or fracture it. Features were kept close. Reports claimed a few big verses were recorded twice and at least one clearance dragged to the buzzer. Merch and vinyl variants rolled out in color pop bursts, fueling pre-saves while the captions stayed cryptic. The teaser clips were short and sticky, first-line hooks, no long intros, nudging the algorithm to do free promo. Fans wanted one thing, proof the music moved like 2025 without losing the Bronx bite. That meant quick payoffs, quotables baked into the first 10 seconds, and bridges that snap without killing replay value. If she nailed that balance, the title would read like a flex. If not, it risked sounding like a setup for jokes. Either way, the next test wasn't think pieces. It was the single right before the finish line. On paper, it looked like a layup, vintage DNA, modern swagger, and a title nodding to one of rap's sacred texts. Rollout chatter spiked, snippets floated, and people argued over whether she'd talk slick or go for blood. Then the number landed, number 147 on Spotify US day one. For someone who once lived on autoplay, that's a harsh mirror. The debate snapped into lanes. Some said the drums felt safe for 2025, others blamed a flat mix that buried the punchlines, and a few argued the homage blurred into imitation instead of reinvention. That's the gamble with legacy samples. If you don't flip it into something undeniably you, the original steals the spotlight. Algorithmically, the record lacked a native moment, no one-liner that doubled as a caption, no ad-lib people could chant, no 8-second pocket creators could loop without learning choreography. Without that, even good playlisting behaves like borrowed air. It helps you float, not fly. Core fans clipped their favorite bars and tried to force a wave, but outside the circle, the replay curve flattened fast. Momentum didn't die because the song was bad. It died because the feed didn't know what to do with it. Still, underperformance isn't a verdict, it's a brief. The fix is surgical. Tighten the hook, drop an alt mix that snaps harder at the intro, or line up a feature whose tone reframes the record. Pair it with a performance clip that gives creators a simple, repeatable beat switch moment. If the album can spin 2 tracks with built-in clippability, Imaginary Playerz becomes a footnote to the comeback instead of the headline. And that's why, when the full project finally hit, everything depended on how the songs behaved in the wild. Release day finally gave everyone a center of gravity. Not a promise, not a teaser, a body of work to live with. First week chatter split fast between the music and the moves. An arena run routing for 2026 and a late September pivot into a massive New York stage as she stepped in for Global Citizen's headliner slot. That's primetime visibility. It buys attention and maybe forgiveness if the performances feel undeniable. But the modern scoreboard isn't applause, it's micrometrics. Saves, repeat listens, playlist ads, completion rate, and how quickly 2 bars start popping up in reels. Early signals matter. If a hook spikes Shazam in a few cities, you seed local radio mixes. If a bridge gets clipped for gym videos, you drop a clean performance cut within 72 hours. The smart play is surgical, alternate versions with a tighter intro, a DJ edit that snaps at second 8, one surprise feature remix that reframes a near miss. Big stages should feed that loop. One outfit flip, one choreo beat switch, one call and response the crowd can chant online without context. Those are the moments that turn a set list into a content pipeline. Visibility cuts both ways though. Stadium lights can't fix a track that doesn't travel on its own. In 2025, momentum lives in the loop. Does the song generate enough user content to survive 3 weeks without a new drop? Can a festival clip create a second life for a track that underperformed day one? If yes, the tour reads like an era in progress. If not, it starts to feel like a nostalgia lap. The stakes are simple. Convert curiosity into habit. 2 sticky singles, 1 cultural clip, and a stage kill that trends all week. That's the difference between nice comeback and she's running the quarter again. So, comeback or curtain call, here's the honest read. The crown isn't guaranteed, but it isn't locked away either. Cardi still has the one thing you can't fake, presence. When she focuses, she fills a room and a feed. But to flip this era, she needs runs, not moments. Clean single cycles, ruthless edits, and songs built to loop in the wild. Less noise, more narrative. Fewer arguments, more anthems. Because the difference between past tense icon and present tense problem can be one sticky chorus that refuses to die on TikTok or a performance that snaps people back to why they fell in love in the first place. Practically, the path is narrow and doable. 2 back-to-back singles with instant payoffs, a performance clip that spawns its own challenge, and 1 surgical remix that reframes a near miss without looking desperate. Pin the music, not the discourse. Let the next viral moment be a bar, not a thread. If she strings together 3 weeks of organic clips, saves, and Shazam spikes, algorithms follow and skeptics get quieter. Legacy gives her a megaphone. Relevance keeps the batteries fresh. That means turning personality into punchlines, chaos into quotables, and letting the catalog support the current record instead of overshadowing it. Do that, and this chapter reads like a second wind with new teeth. Miss it, and the industry won't boo. It'll just move on. The next few months decide whether Am I the Drama plays like a victory lap or an epilogue. So where are you on this? Late game takeover incoming, or has the game quietly moved on? Drop your take below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the next deep dive.